You do not need a prescribed program to teach social and emotional skills in the classroom. Now listen, I understand why you use your scripted program. After all, this is what your school has provided for you. And you've been asked or even mandated to follow the SEL program so that you can help your students, right? And, well, you're just expected to use it. But let me ask you a question. When you deliver the content according to the program, how effective is it? If it was effective, then wouldn't that mean that all your students would be raising their hands and answering the discussion questions and participating in the lesson? I mean, have you ever really looked out at your students' faces when you read through one of those lessons? Sure, there are some kids who are raising their hand and giving the right answers, but they were going to do that anyway. What about the other 40 or 50 or even 80% of the students who are just not fully engaged? Are they developing their social emotional skills? And let's face it, sometimes the kids who aren't engaged and who are not participating are probably the ones that need it the most. Clearly, these whole class scripted lessons in social emotional learning are not really built for the whole class. If they were, then every kid would be participating and working on building their skills. Isn't it more important for all your students to build their social emotional skills? And not just the ones who happen to listen and participate in those scripted lessons? And think about it for a minute. How is a 30-minute weekly scripted lesson really going to help your students build something like resilience? You can't learn resilience by watching a video of kids working through a problem. That's like telling a 6-year-old who wants to learn how to ride a bike to sit and watch some YouTube videos about bike riding. That's not going to work. So why would it work here? Your students need to engage in their social emotional learning in ways that help them develop these skills in real time and with real creative experiences. That's where SEL comes in. SEL stands for Social Emotional Artistic Learning, and it's a method that focuses on giving teachers just like you the resources and the strategies you need so that you can strengthen your students' social emotional well-being in creative and artistic ways that actually make a difference in your classroom. Here's how it works. SEL is built on 3 pillars. We call them waves. One wave is to energize your methods using creative SEL strategies that are actually embedded into your everyday routines. You learn how to use simple, quick strategies in music, visual art, dance, and drama throughout your day and all through the school year to energize your students and transition them into learning. The key is that these are embedded strategies. I mean, who wants to take away from students' time on learning when you can actually increase their time on learning when you use these strategies? And the best part is because SEL is actually integrated into what you already do, it can be used in tandem with the mandated SEL program that you've already been asked to do. In another wave of SEL, you learn how to activate your integrations. You will learn all the ways that the arts integrate naturally into students' social emotional learning, as well as how to target your integrated lessons to match the needs of the students that you have right in front of you right now. Let's face it, no 2 classes, no 2 students are the same. So why are schools asking teachers to take time out of their day to go through an entire sequence of prescribed lessons? Wouldn't it be amazing instead to have the flexibility to pull out a lesson that just matches what your students actually need? Imagine for a moment you have a class that's having a hard time getting along. We have lessons that will help build relationships right inside your classroom in music and visual art and dance and in drama. Maybe you have students that just can't transition into the classroom. They shut down, they just can't explain their big feelings that they're having, and they can't get past them so that they can learn. Well, we have lessons that you can use for that as well. Now, the final wave of SEL that I want to mention is how to strengthen your mindset. This wave is very powerful because it's all about you. Let's face it, those other SEL programs, they claim to deal with what they call adult SEL, but it's not genuine. It was an afterthought. They added in a component after the pandemic, a few PDFs, a video or two, maybe even a list of ways that you can cater to your self-care. The thing with SEL is that the teacher is at the center of the method. Have you ever stopped to really think about this? Is it the program that's going to help kids, or is it the teacher and how that person delivers the information? Since 2017, we have made the connection between the arts and social emotional learning and how the effectiveness of that integration happens through you, the teacher. If you're still listening, my guess is that you want to help your students. Maybe you're doing this scripted program because it's mandated, and yet something is missing. Am I right? So you have two choices. You can keep plugging away week after week, just regurgitating the script that you've been given that tells students who they should be and how they should be acting without really much interaction with the content. Well, except for maybe a reflection sheet or a couple of discussion questions. Or you can give your students the creative experiences throughout your school day that will actually build their confidence and help them engage in the content that you're teaching. Are you ready to learn more? Let's do this. Click the button around this video or go to theinspiredclassroom.com/workshop, where we'll dig even deeper into how SEL can help you reach and teach your students. I'll see you over there.